You blame me for sure.
That's not your.
I I told you.
I was poisoned.
Yeah. Tell me, Johnny, to eat the mic and I'll stay back from it.
The mic doesn't taste like mayonnaise.
I do a lot of stuff in here. You guys aren't in here.
Yeah. Welcome to my level, boys.
I'm trying to stay sober till my party.
Oh, good luck. That's not how to do that.
But just drinking. I don't want to drink.
Oh.
I want to lose some weight. I think alcohol is the best way.
Yeah, not drinking, I guess. Don't look at me for weight loss advice. I mean, Jesus Christ, you want to talk nutrition, I'll just leave. There's no point. I think I got diet tips? Look at me, Jeremy.
I'm sure you got great diet tips.
Oh, yeah. A lot of potatoes. That's a lot of French fries, dude.
I love potatoes.
It's hard not to. Who doesn't?
I've been watching. So like, I've been getting into this new thing on Instagram where you can save favorites, and I make folders. You know, I've got a great food one, but I get so fucking pumped watching the video. I'm like, oh god, this looks so good. I'm gonna eat the fuck out of that.
Did you ever watch Epic Mealtime on YouTube?
No.
Oh my god, I just started again, and he's back again. Yeah. But he's like really timid and shy. Epic Mealtime are these dudes from Canada that 10 years ago had this format where they just took bacon and everything. They'd buy 1,000 cheeseburgers and pack them up and put bacon and then wrap in cheese sauce. And then they had this guy named Muscles Glasses who just wore aviators and had muscles. And he would just eat the whole thing double-handed. And that was the whole format. It was everything you could possibly think of.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, if you want to lose your mind, Epic Mealtime.
All right, I'll have to remember that.
On YouTube.
Epic
It is a trip. They're deep frying everything. And they have a calorie counter and shit. So it's like 30,000 calories per serving. Like, it's pretty. If you want to get some meal, oh my. Oh, this will be fun. I'm excited. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming.
It's a nice table. I grew up around antiques.
I think it used to be a shitty stage.
Yeah.
And then we put some even shittier legs on it. And here we are.
Oh, they're metal.
Nice dusty ass table.
Shit, yeah.
How are we doing?
We started about 5 minutes.
Oh, am I close enough or do I need to stay?
How is our levels?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
All right. Well, we do our traditional introduction. Is this correct? This is the Mama Tried Flat Out Friday podcast. Fairly weekly.
Fairly. Yeah.
I don't know the numbers. It's been a while since we've been in this space, Warren. Yes?
Let me guess. I'm going to include Brazil. It's 34.
I don't think Brazil came out yet.
I can still count it.
Okay. 34.
But then we got to add all the dance stuff. Fuck. 38, 9, 40.
40, I don't know.
Okay. All right, and we have a guest. We're going to get to know our guest here in a little bit. We're excited to have him. But we got a little bit of housekeeping. Warren, we just got back from Brazil.
Yes.
Just quickly, we'll save this for another episode, but how are you feeling? Where's your head at?
I'm great. I had a really fun time in Brazil. I feel like I went pretty deep into paint. Got
yes. Did you win that award?
I don't think so. Because there's some really tough competitors in that class. You know what? I won it for the over 40s. How about that?
Okay, bold statement.
Yeah.
So does this make sense to you?
Maybe I didn't. Shit.
I followed it on social media and it looked wild.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. It was.
During the time looked great, and then there was like a weird blackout from a couple people, and I'm like, what happened to them? And then he's like, oh, great time up until I got robbed. And then there was nothing. And I'm like, all right, what a trip. I can't wait to hear about at some point. So,
yeah. We'll hold on to that. Yeah, we'll let the mystery unveil.
Yeah. Hate's a cliffhanger.
I'm sure there was a lot of that romance. So we're going to Brazil, we're landing, check it out, we're eating on the beach.
Yeah,
and then blackout.
Michael, why don't you join us on a trip?
I was going to go, but I had to do shows this last weekend. Gotcha. Otherwise, I 100% would have went there. Gotcha. I was full bore, but...
Got it. So we need to schedule our trips around the winter time so you can...
Yeah, winter's really good for me.
Noted.
All right.
Yes, please.
And so one more thing. We're missing Scott.
Where's Scott?
Where is Scott?
I don't know. Should be a very handsome, curly-haired man.
He's at the what's the MotoGP in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Didn't it already happen, or is it happening?
I watched it. It was wild.
He's doing Scott things. vacationing.
All right. Well, if he was alive today, he'd love to see this podcast. He'd love to be here
He
with
would have
us.
really enjoyed this, yeah, for sure.
I think you would have. That's good. Good job.
All right. Well, then we have our guest,
Good
Micah
bit.
Kranz. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. My grandma said Kranz if you wanted it German, but it kind of goes back and forth.
Another German from Wisconsin.
Very German. Look at me, dude. I'm a beef jerky beer drinking. I'm weight class heavy.
Just get that stereotype and hold it and
Yeah.
choke that fucker out.
Dude, well, I'm around a bunch of like super athletes all the time, so I come in with like,
God.
oh, do you want some cheese curds? Like, hey man, here's some wiener schnitzel.
Oh, it's my cheat day. Here comes Micah.
Yeah, exactly. Hi.
Bonus.
You should, my boss, I send him beef jerky like at least every 6 months. I send him a care package from here because he can't get hot cheese in California.
Wait, you have a boss?
Oh, there's a guy. Yeah, I have an athlete manager for my Nitro Circus side of things, and to keep the greased wheel, the wheels greased, I send
No
him
pun
cheese.
intended.
Yeah, I send him beef jerky and cheese and whatever I can to have them keep
that-
hiring me.
Yeah.
That's already so much to unpack.
It's worked.
That's already. You made so many statements that I think must leave our listeners confused. So, just real quick, are you from Wisconsin?
I am from Wisconsin.
Where are you from?
Jackson specifically, the greater West Bend
good
area.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah, I'm a burb kid.
Okay, and so why don't you just introduce yourself? Just I don't know how to.
Sure, I could.
I've known you a while, and you're like an onion.
Yeah,
A really big mayo
huge.
smelling.
a very mayonnaise smelling onion. Yes.
If you're on fire.
Yeah. Only if I'm burning. Do I
Right.
smell like mayonnaise? It's a superpower.
Another
I have.
inside joke. Shit.
Yes, yeah, we'll get there.
Sorry.
It's fine. Like I said, I grew up in Jackson, and I found BMX really early. Like my favorite thing in the world was riding bikes and jumping them, and I was really good at like recruitment of my neighborhood kids. So we
Were
started.
you
riding
older
bikes
than
like-
everybody, or was it equal age?
It was. It was all equal age. It was
Okay.
all equal age kids, all the neighborhood. I lucked out. I grew up in a neighborhood where everyone was our age, and like some kids were into skateboarding, some kids were into BMX, some kids were into snowboarding, and I just loved riding bikes because I'd break everything else. I've always been this big dude. I
Yeah.
wasn't like a late bloomer fat guy. I've been like,
Are you the biggest guy that's ever backflipped a bicycle?
oh yeah, by far. I called it the fat flip for a while because I thought it was funny, and then because like I was doing arena shows in Canada, and I'd announce the first half, and they'd be like, why don't you ride a bike? And look at me, no one would believe it. And then I'd come out halfway and like flip onto it.
That's a good
The
bit.
place. Yeah, it was a place would go wild.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, and then they'd usually have like another dude announcer, and the other announcer's the one that came up with the fat flip coin. So I was like, I might as well keep the moniker with me. So if I do it, fat flip.
Well, hang on, but let's pause Jackson. Let's pause that and growing up. Hold on,
Yeah.
all that. Just let's start from where you are right now. Who are you right now in this moment in time?
Right now, I am an action sports announcer, I guess is the best way to put it. I talk about bicycles and motorcycles and any live event. Like I'm doing rallycross racing, car racing now too. My heart is with Boonie Bike announcing because I can say anything and no one gets mad at me. There isn't a dad or saying wishing me say happy birthday to there's no one at the Boonie Bike races telling me how to do my job. So I love my job. I love what I do. It's really hard to find work. I started a BMX stunt team doing shows because there wasn't a lot of work coming in, especially in the Midwest. Like if I moved to California and Texas and stuff, there's way more year-round stuff. So somehow I got it to work out where I do BMX shows half the time, announce other events half the time, and then
What's the BMX company name?
Division BMX, Division Stunt Team, because we do like motorcycles and pit bikes, primarily BMX. We can do skateboards, we can do scooters, like any event that needs a good time or a party brought. We can bring any ramp and any apparatus, and we can do like a 30, 45-minute jam. We do 2-hour shows too, like for big grandstand stuff, but we do like live entertainment of action sports, like stunts. This isn't smoke and mirrors. This is like real life adrenaline on the edge. Like we've sent dudes to ambulances, out of school shows and stuff. Like it's wild, but
How often does that happen?
never. Very rare. One time, my friend Koji knocked himself out in front of 1,000 kids in Hawaii, and it was our first show in Hawaii. And we like built the ramps, and we were all stoked. And he overjuiced a 360, and his bike ripped in half. And then he went straight to his face and TKO'd. And
He go like
peed himself in front of everybody. And I'm sitting there with a microphone, like, hey, and the guy who I was working for was there. And I looked at him, and I'm like, what do I do? And he said, I don't know. So I kind of like started like singing, dancing, like, hey, if we do pull-ups, I'll give away t-shirts. Well, my friend's like unconsciously shaking, peeing himself on the ground. It's hard.
This is horrible. That's
It's
horrible.
hard.
That's a horrible way to start
It
this.
is.
Let's keep it
Oh,
positive.
this is funny.
Let's keep it positive.
This is the life we do, man. This is the games we play. Like, cheating consequences, I feel like, are how we smile the most.
Yeah, that keeps the
But
adrenaline up.
but it's the ones that you don't always work that make the good ones go even better. That make the, I had a whole weekend where no one got hurt. And it's like, I am so grateful for that now because I've had the other scenario.
Sure.
And now every decision I make is always towards that feeling as opposed to let's not risk, let's risk it more and make it more day. No. It's like, let's everyone get home. Let's everyone get to the next one. This isn't a contest. You're going to get paid the same money no matter what tricks you do. So that's sort of where
It's the wise Micah.
it's 41-year-old. Yeah, learn the hard way, Micah, for sure, dude. Yeah, your 8-year-old can jump these ramps without a helmet. Go ahead, dude. Yeah, cool. I gave a toddler CTE, and somehow it's my fault. Like, oh man, it's a wild game we play.
So wait, you describe yourself, and I ask you to describe yourself. You're an action sports announcer.
Yeah.
With a BMX side hustle.
Yeah.
And then there's also you're connected to Nitro Circus.
Yeah, and
Yep.
Nitro Circus is like this big, huge live touring company that goes all over the world.
And you said it's hard to find work, but those three together seem like it keeps you busy.
100%. And so, but it's not constant. It's I'm a private contractor. Like, sometimes there's more work here. Sometimes there's more work here. Sometimes I'm triple booked and I'm begging my friends to drive trucks and trailers across the country. And yeah, it's definitely 3 separate businesses that could probably run on their own. But when you smash them all together, more people are involved. It's a hootenanny, that's for sure.
Do you make money? I mean,
Yeah.
you make a living.
Yeah, make a living.
I guess not make money. That's not a fair question. No, you're making a living.
Yeah, making a living, absolutely.
And you're living your best life.
Yeah, and I get to pay my friends too. That's like my favorite part of this whole thing is I can motivate. Like, I just flew out 2 guys to Washington this past weekend, and we did shows at the Washington State Fair. And it's all like kid from Oak Creek, my buddy Jared, and a guy from Racine, and like, Casey, and we go and do as much shows. And
So if someone would call you, or you have an agent.
a little bit everything. I do
Okay.
like fair and festival trade shows, and then I have agents for like monster trucks. Every time we do monster truck shows with like Feld and stuff, there's an agent. And sometimes I just get phone calls. Like, we're doing a bunch of school shows coming at the end of the year. We do like anti-bullying themed shows.
In the state of Wisconsin, or traveling
Everywhere. And in fact, Zero in Wisconsin sponsors the BMX stunt team because we promote their bicycle safety program, which is awesome. And we get kids on bikes. We give away helmets. We do all sorts of really awesome things.
Isn't JJ in one of them videos?
Yeah, I was in charge of that. I got people in it. So it was an anti-drunk driving thing. And they're like, do you have any ideas for like, you wouldn't do this drunk. So I was like, yeah, I got my friends that race motorcycles and snowmobiles. And yeah, I got JJ a speaking role, the most shy person in the world. I think I like put makeup on and stuff. And you could still hear, they had like an app. You could do the voiceover, do this drunk. You could have JJ say it. It was amazing. Such a cool campaign. But yeah, they trust us and they're a great partner. And it's cool to represent Wisconsin, but I try to do as many shows in Wisconsin. I have a golf cart ramp. We'll do 4th of July shows at parades and stuff.
I've seen it many times.
Yeah, it's awesome. We just try to bring stoke, and I'm pumped. Whether I'm on the mic or not, I just want to get bicycles in front of people.
So I'm just asking again, as a promoter. I think we're promoters. We're all
Very
promoters.
much
So
so.
I'm just asking some promoter questions.
Yeah.
So someone from Washington, the State Fair, called you, and you got the ramps there somehow. You had them shipped.
We drive them. We are long haul truck drivers as much as we are.
And then you
stunt
flew into the
shows.
talent.
Yeah.
All right. You stay in a hotel. How many shows?
We had 2 a day, 2 30-minute shows a day, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. It was a great time.
And why this is beautiful and why I am salivating is it's not dependent on ticket sales.
No,
Right?
no.
You don't care if-
No, it all came in with when you come in, you just come, we're part of that free entertainment.
Sure.
It's like us, the pig races. There's usually a beer tent close to us because we seem to always be near and then the urinals. We're on the other side, so people are trying to walk across while we're doing jumps and stunts. It's insane. But
Then your announcing, your action sports announcing comes in when you're commentating on the bikes.
Exactly.
And what's you keep it PG? What's your
We
level?
flirt in the gray area, as I'm sure you've learned with my stylings.
Do you ever when the guys are up there doing the moves, like do you ever call it some dumb shit and the guys are like, dude, when they're done, like, what are you doing?
You can ask them. Like, I embarrass them a lot. Like on their intros, like my buddy Jared Wiedauer, he's from Oak Creek, and every time I'm like, give it up for this dude. He's swiping right on Tinder. Jared Wiedauer, and I'm always just emphasizing the wrong things. And everyone's like, did he really just say that? You're like, goddamn right I did. But in announcing, if you just keep rolling on to the next thing, no one really catches you.
Yeah,
That's why I hate being recorded. It's like, did you say this? Did you say this? I don't know. I might have. You know, I call Casey a bad dad or stuff with rad dad. It's all sorts of things. It's always like, it's basically publicly messing with my friends as they ride bikes.
Yeah.
But somehow it's an entertainment thing and it's great. And I don't know. Throughout the years, listened to a lot of announcers, and there's not a lot of people with my style, but I don't think I'd be hired a lot.
Well, that was my next question.
As to how you guys hire me is kind of I don't know how you guys trust me to be the voice of your company, but
have you watched the podcast?
Oh,
I mean the broadcast?
No, I haven't been able to go back. I've been meaning
You can.
to.
It's on the website.
Are they on
right?
there? Oh,
It's on the website now. You can watch it, and so you're wide open. Your legs are in stirrups.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, Jeremy comes up. He's like, "Yo, man, PG-13," and I'm like, "That means I can say fuck like twice." You're like, PG.
Well, yeah. Can't you show your part of your dick now?
Yeah, PG-13 goes hard. Dude.
Okay.
Be careful saying PG-13.
Different world.
Yeah, way different PG-13 than our PG-13.
Well, I was trying to break down those jobs, and so I kind of have a sense of what you do with promoting bicycles, and we'll get there. I want to see how you got there in a second. Let's just tell me a little bit about announcing. You already say that you listen and watch the industry.
Oh, yeah. I started announcing monster truck shows in Canada. There's like little ho-dunk arenas for every semi-pro hockey team up there, and they need entertainment. And in the winter, they will hire just about anything.
Well,
So
don't they have hockey in the winter?
Yeah, but they have open weekends where their teams are outsourced. So they just take wood and put it over the ice. They don't melt it down or nothing. No. They take plywood and just put it over the ice. So as you walk across it, you're sliding, and it's like
Like a puzzle.
Yeah, and they're like, "Yo, ride your bikes and jump on this." So as you're pedaling, the wood's pushing back, and you're like, "Oh, this feels normal." And yeah, so I did this through this shady promoter that never paid me, and he's a piece of shit. Whoever, I hope he hears this thing. But anyway.
Well, so you were riding at that time? You said it was my first job.
Yeah, so I was announced. What would happen is I'd have the BMX team, and they're like, "Yo, you're a pretty funny guy. Why don't you announce the whole thing?" So I'd announce the entire event, and then my little BMX team would come out for the halftime stuff. So we'd come out and
Double dipping
exactly
early on.
Well, kind of, but what I've learned throughout promoting is that when you have the equipment, you come cheaper with the equipment. You don't get paid a lot more, as I'm sure you've learned, right? Oh, you got these barricades? Cool. Oh, can we borrow your trailer to bring some more stuff? And it's like, well, you're not helping me out with this. And it goes, so whatever. You try to be the nicest dude you can, but I've learned, like, when you rent a PA, and they usually don't pay you for the PA. They pay you just to announce, you know what I mean? But I brought this, whatever. It's not a big deal, but at this point, I'm just grateful to work and do anything.
Well, so your first announcing job was in Canada.
Yeah.
That seems like a stretch to go from Jackson to that announcing job.
Yeah, there was not action sports at all, man. I fought and bled. I just really wanted to do entertainment. I wanted to ride bikes. There was not.
Were you doing local shows? At all?
I started doing like school shows and stuff. I did free shows for the city of Milwaukee at all of the libraries in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And it was for some book rating fair. And we did a whole bunch of free shows, and I took those pictures and started begging fairs to let us come in. And then we started doing more school shows.
Late 90s.
Yeah, I started.
So you're still in high school.
I started the company in '98 when I was a junior in high school.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
Did you come from a small business background?
Not at all. My dad's a car mechanic. My mom's a school teacher.
Where did it come from?
I just wanted to do it. I just
but
thought
the
it was
business
great.
side of shit doesn't, like, high school and business. That's pretty early to be doing that.
I worked a real job and hated it. It was the worst shit ever, and I knew I wanted to do whatever I could to not have to work.
What was
Did you have
that?
a mentor?
A car wash.
Oh.
There was a dude that had a stunt team that, and I'd seen others. What happened was in elementary school, I went through the library and saw a BMX magazine, and there was dudes riding ramps and doing jumps, and I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, and like I loved it. And then I went to Torque Center, and they had a couple of stunt shows, and it was like, it was Hutch, it was GT, it was Tulip, it was all these cool BMX teams. So instantly I loved the BMX side of the show aspect. I didn't know the industry side. I'm just like, yo, these dudes go and do these events, and I love it. They have portable ramps. Stickers were cool. They were aggro. They were getting girls, and this was before X Games and everything. So like wicked counterculture. We're like, if you wore skate shoes, we'd talk instantly.
Sure.
You know, you'd have that connection. So I loved that part of it and the energy. And then the Airwalk stud team came through and they're like, hey, we're looking for a rider. And I'm like, yo, you're not going to pay me to ride. And they're like, we just need a body to come do it. And I'm not a very good bike rider. I can jump and flip and all that. But like compared to the talent, I was nothing. But I got my first paycheck. I was 6. My mom drove me there, so I was 15. Got my first check, and I'm like, if I can make a living doing this, this is exactly what I want to do. So I found a set of ramps, and I bought them. And I'm like, let's do free shows. And I got pictures. And then a couple of my friends were just super awesome humans. They'd come ride for free. We'd take the money, bought a trailer, got insurance. Next thing we know, it's 2007, and we're on the Warp Tour. And Harley sponsored us. It was crazy. Out of Torque Center.
How do you, young people coming up? I feel like there's an important lesson or something in there, or tips that can get folks into that mindset.
Find something you love and exploit the shit out of it. That's the tip, man.
Bold statement.
If you really love it, man, it's going to happen. It's going to go, and don't take no for an answer. Like, I worked for AT&T selling cable I didn't believe in for years to, like, buy the insurance, to get the truck, to do the things, and, like, work 80 hours a week. It didn't matter. I knew bike riding was going to be it. It's what it had to be. And shows was the contest everybody won. It was either going to be like become a team manager for a company and manage that stuff, or do my own company and try to promote my friends. And I'm glad I took that route. Yeah. It's been awesome. It was like JJ was like a product of that company. Yeah. Like Mikey Dean rode for us back in the day. Like there's all these cool like motorcycle guys that are wicked successful now. Like Little Chris was part of it. Like the dudes would come and go and ride, and it just, Division kind of took it all in. We had a house on the east side for like 12 years. If you didn't pass out on the floor, there's something wrong with you. We call it the Division house, and there's a billion stories of that. But yeah, just a neat community and like an open source kind of what you gave in, you got back. As much as we could do it.
Sure. Little Chris touched on that, even in the last interview, if you watched it with Danger Dan.
Yeah.
The community of that, and is very much related to the community I think we have with motorcycles.
Yeah.
So let me. I just want to touch on a couple things. Okay. Go back to this Airwalk show. Why would they have hired you if you were no good? You said I was no good. I could do some.
I was the kid that like. If you came to town, like I came to your first show and I wouldn't leave you alone. I was there for like all 3 shows.
Like a super fan?
Yeah, absolute super fan. Asked every question, did everything. How can I help? And like my parents had land, so I'm like, yo, if you just park a trailer, and they're like, yo, really? And this would help me do that. And then when you do favors for other people, it always came back. So I was there was the Mongoose team came through my little town of Jackson, and my mom made them all spaghetti dinner. They all came to the house. It was like that. It's like, yo, you guys had meals? No, my mom's cooking. Look at me. Like, you'll love it. So, yeah.
Like who's this fucking Grom running around?
And I do it now. Like we go up and there's super fans, and like I know I was that kid. So you're getting shirts, you're getting stickers, whatever I can do to keep you stoked, because I was you, and we need more of you to make this bigger and BMX going.
So have you ever hired a kid out of the crowd, a super fan that you learned doing this? Yeah.
My number one rider, I'm at his school show. He's like, can I ride? I'm like, yeah. And he's shredded and he's good. And now he does every show I do.
Speaking of the crowd, how the hell do they pick the kids out of the crowd to do backflips with them at Nitro Circus?
Oh, it's all. I mean,
is it random or is it
100%.
set?
No, it's random. Dude. Yeah, our lawyers are incredible, absolutely incredible. Those lawyers can get it. We have maimed people, dude, all over Earth in different countries. We're still going. I don't know how it works.
That's awesome.
In fact, I've learned it's easier. So we can't have anyone under 18 in our shows in the States due to child labor laws, where if we get hurt, I'm charged for manslaughter. But in Australia, you can send them little shits off the ramp as many as you want. So it's just go from there.
Yeah.
But
when we started this section, I was asking you about being an announcer. That's how this kind of started. Just a little bit. All right. So you said no one is like your style was the quote I think you said.
Yeah.
What is your style of announcing?
It's I hate to say it's comedy because I don't bring up points, but I try to make funny gestures about what I'm watching, and that doesn't always go so well depending on the audience. I like to comment things. Me on a microphone, as if the 3 of us were sitting here watching something in Slinger Speedway. I'd say that funny thing to you, but that's my style on a microphone, which isn't necessarily the greatest.
Right, you're trying to keep it within a smaller group, but you just happen to not have a filter.
I'm saying what you think, or I'm trying to put something together that maybe you couldn't put together, others don't put together, or try to make a metaphor in a neater way to go stuff. Because I do love motorsports and all that stuff. I don't know much about it, but if it's action sports, I can make a one-up joke on just about anything. Just because I've lived it for so long, and I've ridden since early 90s. And
so your style is comedy?
Yeah, I try to
And
make you laugh.
I also think your style is stoke. Right? Is it fair to say you're stoke?
Yeah, I'm a Flavor Flav hype guy for sure. I'm not gonna lie. If I get excited, I try to get everyone
There's
excited.
definitely a lot of energy in your announcing style for sure.
You ever this? I think the best lesson is failure. And you ever have a bad show announcing?
Tons
Yeah?
of bad shows. Yo, I did high school shows for anti-bullying high school shows for like decades, and we'd go to like Houston after a devastating flood where everyone loses everything, and we're in like the hood of the ruggedest, no money, metal detectors coming in, and here's a bunch of white kids coming in riding BMX bikes saying, hey, be nice to each other, but you just lost everything in your life. And I've had it where I'm like, all right, kids, I'm going to start the show in 30 seconds. Who's ready to party? And I heard in the corner, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I went, and I walked away and I started the music and we got through the show, and at the end of the show I have to like ask questions because it was anti-bullying, so I gave like facts, and then I'd have to ask the kids questions of these facts, and if they knew the questions I'd give them free stuff. So I'd be like, all right, how many kids drop out of high school because of bullying? And the answer is 10%. And the girl would be like, 10%. I'm like, can you say it louder? And the girl went, 10%, can't you fucking hear me? And I threw the shirt and ran away. I was so intimidated. Like we did Oklahoma after the tornadoes and stuff. Like no one wants to like be told to be nice to one another when you have so yeah, I've had horrible shows. I've had shows where it's not promoted right and there's like 3 people in the audience and you're like, it's me and you, here we go, it's me, I have more riders riding than people watching.
Damn.
Yeah, I've had the worst, but you learn to just roll with it and go with it, and
Sure.
it's hilarious when you think about the other end.
All right.
Yeah, I've had people like walk across, like at Summerfest, I've had people like walk across and I've had to like throw the microphone down and tackle them. Because, oh, dude, it's been, I've had horrible shows. Terrible.
But
the
now
good ones outweigh the bad, though.
You're seasoned now, right? You're seasoned.
Yeah.
You're a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I've seen it, but there's no way I've seen it all. I know there's more.
No, it's coming.
But you could handle
World
a
changes
flood
a
show? You could handle a Houston post-flood show now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You go in soft. You don't come in hot on those. What's up, guys? We're going to ride bikes. If you want to be on your phones, cool. Here we go. And you press play. Here's the new intro for Houston, in case you're wondering. Yeah. It's cool. Hang out on your phones. I'm not even going to bitch. Cool. What up, guys? VMX. You know? I've also learned you can't play Kanye beats in Chicago or they will try to roll over your vehicle.
Really?
I never got yelled at by kids for playing Kanye West in Chicago.
No
It was
shit.
Insane.
Are you DJing like as you're?
Yeah, I have this Apple Watch and I press play and I can skip songs and turn it up and down on like the good point. So like I'm sound guy and announcing.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, you gotta do everything.
You could DJ with your watch.
Yeah, and the new Apple Watches you can like.
Croc, you could have been partying the whole
Yeah,
time.
you can go to
just,
Spotify and you
he
can
just
turn
wants
it
to
up.
look busy with the microphone or the fucking headset.
Dude, he looks so
and shit.
sad at his own events. Have we talked about that yet? You and Mama tried. I was depressed hanging out with you. I was like trying to do everything.
Okay, but
So,
I
I was trying to song and dance you, and you're still just propped out. I'm like, yo,
I'm working on that.
Walking a hole in the
I want to give you a
cement.
hug, but I didn't want to touch you. 'cause
I'm
like,
working on it. I thought I was much better last time.
Oh my god! You thought that was good?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
All right, keep going.
He said better.
Better.
that was
Okay.
better.
Okay,
I'll
there
take
you go.
that. Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I had like the time of my life. Everyone was so happy and joyful and great, and Brock was having an
there's Brock.
aneurysm. I felt so bad. for the
But
guy.
I have to admit I think I really like that. I mean, whether
Is that your zone?
I just need to show that I'm liking it. I think more than
you
anything.
killed it. You killed
You
it.
don't have to do anything. If you like to be into fucking shit,
Yeah, you can
Go
be
for
like,
it.
So I like
dude,
to
it's
be
your
in this
party.
shit,
Cry if you want to.
but I think
Absolutely.
it's arrogant to control the room with your negativity, right?
sure.
Anybody that's a sad sack, anybody that comes in my classroom and it's a sad sack, you're like, come on, you selfish. Grow up a little bit and let's have some fun here. I like to carry the weight. I really do enjoy carrying the weight, but I don't need it to be your problem.
You do a great job carrying the weight.
Well,
I mean, there's a lot
thanks.
going on. You're at an entire basketball stadium on your
Sure.
back, player. I can understand the weight. I don't have a great beard because I'm not dressing constantly. I don't do anything what the level of you guys do. The best advice I got was early on. The guy's like, don't ever run your own events. He's like, just be the party for theirs. That's the first. And I've never ran my own events since. And that's why when you guys are doing it, I'm like, yo, how can I help? What will it take? If you guys are brave.
Blowing bubbles.
Yeah, exactly. You're going in the firing range? I'll go with you. Yeah, let's go. Put me up next to you. You just go first.
Well,
but I'll be right behind you.
I appreciate that.
No, you crush it. I've done a lot of events with a lot of people, and your styling
Well,
is great.
okay, so I don't want to. I'm not gonna.
Mood
This
is
isn't
awesome.
I'm
Oh.
not looking to. Can we just talk about that for a second? Why would you say that? Because I appreciate your fresh eyes, and I'm not searching for compliments.
Did you see the national anthem?
Okay,
What other example do I need as to why am I different? Player, that was incredible. I will never forget it. I've been through 1,000,000 national anthems. I will never in my life forget the Mama Tried national anthem in 2023, the day I die. I've seen airplanes, I've seen guitars smashed. I've never seen animatronic dudes and a guy dressed up as the American flag. I don't know what he was. And he did his own rendition, and people were crazy, but he was passionate, so you had to respect it. But people couldn't sing along, so they were pissed, which made me giggly. I've never laughed my way through a national anthem so hard before. And then it ended, and I'm like, Jeremy, this is art, dude. This is the most beautiful
That's
event.
the idea.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Because everybody would be like, here's another goddamn Travis Tritt country song, and here's people waving the dumb American flag, and all right, we've seen it 1,000,000 times. Animatronics out there, yeah. Some dude with a DUI and 2 friends, yeah, bring him out there too, let's go. See if an ankle bracelet, even better, give him a bass or something, like.
That was the discussion.
It was great, and then the drummer guy was just phenomenal, and people trying to get answers from him, and you're like, no, he's just gonna, it's him. And no one, it's awesome. It's unlike any other event I've been to, and that's what I want to be a part of. I'm trying to get BMX into things that have never had it before.
Like what?
We just did a corporate party for Hewlett Packard. And they're like, we're down, but we got to dress all you guys in LED lights. We're like, all right, yep, let's do it. And they'd LED'd the ramp and put my dudes that all looked like the Backstreet Boys. They had sleeveless, jean jackets, and they put batteries in there, and they LED'd them out, and they paid us all more than we've ever made in our lives. And sure,
for a commercial or for a
it was
corporate?
For a corporate party. They brought in a bunch of their highest end sales executives, which don't give a crap about action sports. So they stood 20 feet back with their phones, and there's a DJ playing lasers, and the lasers made sounds. And so we were just background behind the DJ. But it was we had to do some weird, lame things. We got into somewhere new, and we got more people exposed to it, and it was an experience I'll never forget, as opposed to another monster truck event, another school show. It's man, I want to do big, neat, awesome things, and that's why I think Flat Out Friday is so unique. It's so different, and it's so fast, and so I've done horribly organized events, and you have way more people, and you don't get enough credit. Well, for sure.
Well, it's us. It's our team.
You guys shred.
Whew. Well, thanks.
Yeah, man.
Okay, there was 3 parts we started this out with. Your division team, your announcing, and then Nitro Circus. And Warren already touched on it. When have you seen Nitro Circus, Warren?
Just on the internet. I've never seen it live. I'm gonna see it when you guys are coming close.
So in your fallopian tube? You gotta raise your hands.
Sorry, I did spit water out my nose. Apparently, it was very important.
Huh.
Nitro Circus. We do live shows. 2 hours.
Well, how did you get connected? Is it Travis Pastrana? Is he Nitro Circus?
Yeah, he is my boss. He's the main dude. He's our captain for sure. And he did a video series in the 90s, and then they brought it into a live show in Vegas. It was supposed to be a one-time show, and then a promoter came in and bought the whole kit and caboodle, and they started doing tours. In 2016, the announcers they had was an Olympic year, so their announcers they had to go to the Olympics. So
were they pretty middle of the road then?
No, they were huge. They're huge in Australia. They were doing tons of indoor tours in Australia and New Zealand. Yeah, that guy. His name is Bruce. Bruce had a falling out with the owner at the time. So they were looking for new announcers, and they got this dude Catfish, and so they got Brad J. But Catfish and Brad J both did X Games and Olympic stuff, and I was just doing my little division thing, and they asked if I could come sub for a couple shows. And one of the announcers didn't know all the right trick names for motocross, and I did. So they're like, hey, if you're going to go in there and announce this thing. And I announced one show, and I never stopped announcing.
How did they find you? Again, I don't know that exact connection.
Friend of a friend. My buddy Catfish did smaller time shows. He's from Ohio, and he did small time BMX shows for a company called DK. So we were always trading riders and ramps. And when he got the job, he and I we work really well together. I'm gigantic, and he's this little guy that calls himself Catfish, if that says anything about it. But he is just a phenomenal announcer. My same style, just hilarious. Better than me, I'll even say. He was going to do Flat Out the COVID year. He was going to come out. He was a dude that we'd hired.
Texas.
Yeah, to hire and fly in. He was going to come do it. He was almost a Flat Out Friday announcer, and then that day, the day had happened.
I remember the day.
Yeah, so he got me in on that as the background thing, and then I took his job there. Sorry, Catfish. Thanks, though. It's been a really good time. I've really enjoyed myself like a lot.
What's your frequent flyer mile thing look like?
Platinum, baby. Get me in front. I'm in.
Really?
Yeah, endless mimosas till I'm drooling on the person next to me. It's sort of how my flights go these days.
Well, are you the announcer for Nitro Circus?
They call me the voice, in case you're
Whoa.
wondering. Yeah, I know. You're the voice, dude. Whoa, all right. Cool.
So whenever they tour, you're playing
I did
globally?
I do Nitro World Games. I'm flying to Australia for a weekend in July. I'm doing a weekend's worth of, they call it V8 racing, supercar racing.
It's like their NASCAR.
Yeah, but they all look like El Caminos, so they're super awesome. They're V8 El Caminos, basically, and that's their NASCAR, and we're doing a live show there, and they're like, yeah, you're going in July. So I'm flying in for 2 days. I'll be on the flight for 6 days to work 2 days. This is my future. And then I'm doing Nitro Rallycross now, which is they do electric car racing series, which is awesome because they have a 200-foot jump.
Indoors or in an arena?
200-foot jump each race with an electric vehicle. So it's crazy. And they're ever indoor, outdoor. We've been to Calgary. We did California. I have Oklahoma in June as well.
This is a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not much of a sharer guy, but if you're going to ask.
I really appreciate
I'll tell you.
So let me you've traveled the world.
Yeah.
And where do they hate action sports? Where is it not working?
It's worked everywhere I've been, but the most unique places, like I've been to Iraq and Kuwait.
With Nitro Circus?
No, with a group called Bikes Over Baghdad. It was USO shows, basically.
Okay.
What we did, you can check it out. It's on Amazon. There's a whole documentary called Bikes Over Baghdad. It's awesome.
So you were hired for this? As another business you started?
I was hired for this as an announcer.
Okay. Right.
It was a guy named Christian, had a band, and he went over a couple times and did shows for the troops. And they asked him, do you have anything else besides music? And he's like, I think I can get BMX shows. So we worked with a bunch of really smart people, and we decided we could ship over all of our tools, all of the wood, all the nails, and we would Black Hawk helicopter into discrete Southeastern Asian locations. And we'd build ramps, and we'd do shows for the troops while we were being mortar attacked and stuff. It was insane. Yeah. And it was awesome. We would do the shows, and then at the end of it, they'd let us run over our ramps with the tanks because they were so scared people were going to get hurt on them. And then we'd hang out with the fire department, and they'd start them on fire, and they'd let us do the fire truck watering thing. We got the Blast C4. And it was one of the wildest experiences. I went like 4 times.
Okay, that's a lot right there.
Great.
How many shows?
It depended. Each tour was different. Sometimes we did like safe place. We'd go to like Qatar, where it was like really safe. We'd go to like Saudi Arabia. But then the minute we'd fly into Ali Salim, we knew it was down. We'd go to like Freedom Rest. I saw Saddam's palaces. I saw shootout spots. I don't know if you know this, but Saddam Hussein had a palace built to look just like the Flintstones because he murdered a bunch of his wife's husbands.
Like the what?
The Flintstones, like the Flintstones houses.
Yeah.
So there's little huts, and you can like walk across, and it's actually the Flintstones village and stuff. He had crazy palaces, nut stuff.
So he did that because he killed his wife?
Yeah, Saddam was crazy. We saw the pool where he made like the Olympic team jump off without water because they didn't win the Olympic gold, and he promised it to him.
Jesus, I didn't know about that.
Nut stuff, just crazy atrocities. And we were just there. It was cool because we go and we like. One of the best things that was ever said to me is a soldier's like, yo, you took me out of Iraq for an hour. And I'm like, yo, that's the coolest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Sure.
I'd come in and we'd be goofy and do bike stunts and jump people. And Harley actually sponsored that as well. And we gave away leather jackets at every stop. And people were just stoked. Just because imagine me walking into like a military base, and we get full on like 3-star general passage. So like we're in the mess halls, and they're like, why is this fat motherfucker? So everyone would instantly assume that I was special forces because the only people that could really get in to where we were going with clearances were special forces. So I had a big beard, and I was wearing like Burt Reynolds shirts and like just being this goofy, wild, huge guy. And it was rough. It was a crazy time, and they'd have roadblocks. So every time you'd stop, they'd give you a bottle of water and make you watch it because they had such a problem with dehydration. It was 130 degrees. You could only take showers at night because all the water was above ground because you can't bury in the sand. But if you turn down the water, it was a billion degrees. Even at night, it was still a billion degrees, but at least you didn't burn yourself. It was nuts. BMX has taken me everywhere. I've been to Turkey, both sides, in the Middle East and on the Europe side. And
you mentioned mortared at. I got to stop there.
Yeah.
You could hear live action?
So we were at the mess hall one day, and they have alarms. So on every corner of like the base, they have laser guided. Basically, they just shoot mortars. They're lasers with gunfire, and what happens is they sense it and they as you like walk around the base, they have huge sandbagged like huts. So the minute you hear the siren, you have to get under these huts. Because, I mean, you'd look around, there'd be huge mortar circles where mortars went off. And what they said is they would time them. They had them on a timing system. And at every base we went to, there was a gigantic hot air balloon about 200 yards in the air, and there was a camera. And they said the camera is how they would always watch them, no matter where you were, how far, they could trace you back to the town and stuff. And they said they put them on timers, and they'd go off at night to try to like hit soldiers and stuff. And they'd heard we were on base, so they were like an increase in the mortar strikes. And one time we were in the base, man, we were in the mess hall, and the horns went off, and I looked around, and there's me and all these soldiers just eating ice cream, sitting under like tables, like as we're hoping for our lives to not end. Just like, oh, this is crazy. But yeah, you can hear in the distance all the time. Like there's stuff going on. It was nuts. And every time we'd go anywhere, we had to put on like the 1970s bulletproof vest and helmet. Like anytime you walked onto a plane or off a plane, like it was amazing.
Because you were going to get sniped.
Yeah, they were
like a snipe collar.
Did they do? So your shows were inside then?
No, they were everywhere. Sometimes they were in hangars. A lot of times they were on like a basketball court. They were anywhere. We'd build all day and get heat stroke and then ride all
So when
night.
you're on base, you didn't have to wear all the gear. Just when you're in public.
In travel, yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Okay, well, I asked you that question when I said, "What's the worst place to do action sports?" And I
Yeah,
suppose that
Middle
does
East.
qualify.
They have these
as
camel
that.
spiders I guess when they bite you, it numbs your skin, so they just keep chomping on you. Some would say Middle East.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Camel spiders. They're the size of dinner plates, I guess. They just crawl around.
Well, then where do they love action sports in the world? Where are they just salivating?
Frothing. Where's the bunch of little
Where when
U's
you get off
running
the
around?
plane and you are not wearing a flap jacket, but you're a flap jacket from all the women that are after you.
Australia and New Zealand.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, New Zealand's my favorite action sports city. It's just, it's Narnia, dude. It's like, it's beautiful. You know, the dragon's there, and they.
Yeah.
But like my buddy Jed Milden, he's the only human to ever quadruple backflip anything and land on a BMX bike. He's on the triple, the quad. He's a shaman. He's this mystic dude that like, I go and stay with him, and he's like catching eels out of the lake and cooking them. And there's already a pig buried 4 days before I get there. They're like, dude, they treat you like a brother. It is, and it's like these Maori warrior like hookah dances and stuff, or haka. It's so cool. It is. Action sports lives in the.
Well, what about the
New
show
Zealand.
itself? Is the crowd, you know?
We said like 40,000 people in South Africa.
There's a lot of crazy folks come up out of Australia, New Zealand.
The bravest. I don't know what it is over there.
I don't
they
either.
Are the Olympic guy was from Australia. They are the bravest people. But yeah, over there. But I've been to England. Sweden really liked it. We sold a bunch of tickets there, and all over London and Germany. We went to Cologne, and that was cool. We did
Did you
stuff
party
there.
with Harry Bink yet?
Harry's my guy. Holy cow! I have Harry Bink stories.
Who's
that I
Harry
probably
Bink?
shouldn't
Man,
share.
I can't imagine.
Who's Harry Bink?
He does this dance called the shrimpy. Where he just takes it's amazing. He's a motorcycle athlete from Australia. He did a triple backflip at the World Games I announced not too long ago.
Got it.
Only human,
Got it.
or the only one to do it publicly. Him and just do JL.
He's got the big giant tattoo on his back.
Harry jumps Harleys at 75 feet. Do you ever see that footage
Yeah.
of him doing double grabs on Harleys and stuff? Harry's a specimen.
I'm gonna look this guy up.
Harry Bink is worth your time.
I'm sorry, I don't know who Harry Bink is, or I didn't. I will
You'll
not.
never forget him once you lay eyes.
Okay.
He has a full back tattoo of his brother that looks exactly like
On-
him.
Like his face.
Exactly. From neck to butt
So it's
crack.
just his head?
Yes, just the face. So it basically looks like him with a mustache. So imagine having a tattoo of yourself on your
yourself,
back.
yeah.
Just only, but he's a wild man. He's the bravest action sports guy, probably.
Yeah, he just seems like he's a lot of fun to be around.
He is
just
that.
like yourself, right? It's like
Dude.
I love hanging around guys like that because I don't have that energy or that.
Oh, dude, we bring the fun. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like we should edit this with a pause in it. I feel like we need a break here.
You good? Whatever you want.
Mike, I didn't know you were such the onion that you are.
Oh, I don't know. I don't chase clout. I don't really like.
That's your Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's your
Midwest
Wisconsin
way.
about
Like
it.
hang out with the dudes that do, and it's always a camera in your face, and it's always like, do this again, and you say it funnier. It's like that's just not me, guys.
Yeah.
I always say like I'm supposed to be the funny guy at the construction site. Like I wasn't supposed to be here doing this. I was supposed to be the fun, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I lucked out. I didn't luck out. I worked hard, man, and I just didn't take no for an answer forever. And a lot of ramen dinners, but
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
Now I get to pay my friends, and it's just the goal. The goals.
We traditionally, I ask like your high school, your formative years, and I think you I think we have a sense of how that was already. I don't even really feel like I need to
Nah,
ask.
I was into sports a little bit, played football and wrestling. Went to college to play football.
Oh, yeah?
Stevens Point. I
Did
don't
you?
really tell people that.
How'd you do?
Here's one. My career ended when the goalpost fell on my leg and broke it.
Fuck,
And
really?
I decided that was the way to say to never play football again.
Okay.
And to this day, I want to get the tattoo of a goalpost chasing a football player right where it broke.
Let's do
So,
it.
so
never
you
did
won and the crowd was pandemonium?
It was before the game, and like something happened where like it wasn't secured right, and I was like in charge of like, hey man, we're gonna go beat ourselves in the heads with helmets and stoke each other up. Let's go under the goalpost. We'll meet there. We all run under there, and everyone was looking at me like with their face and doing this, and I didn't get it. I'm like, oh, we're cheering, yeah. And then all of a sudden I get hit by the goalpost and it breaks my leg. Yeah, never played football again. That was it. I knew that was my
I'm
time.
sorry about that.
I got hurt worse that than any bicycle injury in my life. Like days I couldn't walk, but that damn goalpost shoved me out of my football career. It really did.
Oh, maybe it was for the best.
Well,
Oh my God, was it for the best?
Did you
For
finish?
sure.
Did you finish school?
Yeah, literary criticism was,
What?
was the
You're
degree.
crushing it.
I have
What?
a degree in shit talk. Yeah, degree in shit talk. Yeah, I don't know tell people that either. Yeah, literary. I wanted to be a school teacher at first.
Wait, how do you?
But my student teacher said, maybe not now, Micah. When I was 19, I was just like, yeah, probably the right move. He was like my friend too. Like he was like, I was student taught under one of my friend teachers, you know? And he's like, Micah, not now. And again, great advice. Thank you. It could have got ugly there. Who knows?
Literary criticism. What?
Yeah.
How does one even come upon that? That's not a.
Oh, when you're just searching for a major and you see how many classes you have finished that you did, and you're like, this one looks great. It's basically pre-law. Eventually I was going to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a defense attorney because I've kind of lived my life in the view of a defense attorney. I'm just sure everyone's out to get me, and I don't believe anything they say.
Sure.
And
Never believe anybody.
never, yeah. And yeah, I'm like you guys. Like when you look at a motorcycle and you're just like, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. That's everything I look at in my life is like, I can't turn it off. It's like, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. And some people say it's negative, but like, have you seen what spite has built in this world? Like, the Great Wall of China was built out of spite. Like, fuck positivity, man. You should see what hate has driven and gotten done. So I just like put all that in my backpack and I'm like, here we go.
No, your fanny pack.
Yeah, put it in my man purse and I go. My dad straight calls it a purse. He's like, got your purse with you? Yeah, Dad, thanks.
Mom and Dad still around?
Yeah,
So-
yeah, live together, super happy. They're almost at their 50th. They just had their 50th wedding anniversary.
Rad.
They rule, yeah.
Still in Jackson?
Yeah. Mom built her dream Victorian house, and my dad has hunting land up north, so they're like perfect. Like she
Yeah.
does the antique collecting, he kills deer, I eat the venison. We're all happy.
Oh yeah.
They're still teaching? You're just still working?
No, my dad still works. He's 72, still works at a dealer mechanic. I don't know why. I think he's convinced when he stops, he dies, but
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
I don't know.
It's true.
He deserves to relax, though. You know. Well, then let him work. He seems happy. My mom's chilling. She's like still begging to do my laundry and shit. And I'm 41. I'm like, Mom,
Awesome.
I'll bring it right over. And then I bring it over. And, oh, it's great.
She makes you spaghetti.
Yeah, but Chili's waiting home right
Okay.
now. Yeah, she kills it. She still to this day makes some food and checks mix anything I need. She sends me care packages on the road. She's like, if you meet my mom, you understand where I came from.
Sure.
Like she should be in this chair. She's.
Brothers and sisters?
I have two older brothers. One is a locksmith, and the other one's a school teacher in Watertown. Come from a family of teachers.
It's with a school teaching mom, I'm assuming you had a loving house.
Oh,
Yeah.
unbelievably. My mom is the
Teachers are the
sweetest.
salt of the earth. man.
Yeah. I really wanted to be one. I really thought I could make a difference in this world. And
Well, yeah,
now maybe would be the bad, but not when I was trying to figure myself out.
They're teaching something somewhere, right? Like the bully thing and the getting folks out, and I think the story of the young entrepreneur is your story.
Oh, dude.
You know.
Going to so many times told no insurance, and then no, and just think, don't stop. I'm gonna figure this out.
Yeah. Yep.
Blaze through it. But like it took companies like Harley to jump on and Summerfest to jump on. That kind of gave me credibility. But so thank you to those companies
Yeah,
for
it's cool that
believing.
Cool that they're local too, right? Like
Yeah.
that's how it works. That's the best way to go about things.
And
is
they're rad. They
support
sent us to
from them.
Daytona last year too. They still do cool stuff. Like Harley's really awesome, and they understand action sports and like, yeah, I like what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
Tell me, this past August, I haven't seen you. Well, actually, we worked together for the Flat Out Friday, but even that we didn't work together much.
No, not at all.
And I want to say that that's not out of a laziness from our part. It's just like we trust you, like you know.
Yeah,
the show.
that's what I. That's how I took
Here's
it.
the rundown of the show. And
That's how I like. You gave me minimal stuff, and you're like, you know what to do. And I was like, thank you guys. Like, because normally promoters are like, I want this sponsor, this. You guys, you were awesome. You're like, take this, let it be yours. And I even kind of asked him, like, Jeremy, what do you want? And he's like, you. Like, we want you. I'm like, I'm gonna give you all me then. that's what you want.
So before that though, we did Sturgis together. And had you ever seen anything like that before?
Never. That was my first experience.
What did you think of Sturgis? And honestly, don't blow smoke. What do you think?
Can we be real? Can we be super real about it? Are you good with this being real? Is everybody okay with how real we can get with Sturgis? Are we allowed to be the realest? Or do we? Is this where the editing comes in here? Because it possibly could. It was way out of my wheelhouse. I'd never been around I love camping. I loved our group of people, like our couple of houses, and that was like our safe space with the camping, like amazing. But I definitely didn't feel like it was our group of people like that we were camping with. But it all came together when we were doing the events there, because I realized we were entertaining all the people around us, and they loved it. They were all about it. Like Buffalo Chip was into it, I thought.
Well, Full Throttle.
I'm sorry, Full Throttle. I got them confused. Again, this is my first time there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Full Throttle was into it. Those people loved it. Like when we were doing the hair scramble with Sportsters, there was more people going around and laughing super hard. And when we put up the PA and they opened that little bar there, like that bar was packed just to hear what we were saying, what we were doing. So once it dawned on me like that, and then the pool party, it didn't really get busy until we were the ones going in there having fun, and then it attracted the crowd. So it was more like
flies the light, man.
That's what I didn't understand that going in. I thought we were just like another entertainment group doing something, but then I realized like, no, we're kind of bringing in a youth aspect of a life of a party, and we needed to be us, and then lead by example. And by the end of the weekend, I thought it was there. I thought people were coming over by us and camping, and great, and it was awesome. As for Sturgis, I've never seen a little town commercialized like that. It turns into Wisconsin Dells of motorcycles instantly. It's like Tommy Bartlett's Indian World, Tommy Bartlett's Harley shop, and Tommy Bartlett's Polaris dealership. Like every corner, it's like, yo, this is insane.
T-shirts for miles.
Yeah. Oh, dude, could you imagine the T-shirt sales at that place? Like just every Harley. I saw Sturgis spelled wrong on shirts and shit. It was amazing. But that was cool. And then it was interesting seeing the whole Jack Pine Gypsy thing. I didn't know that's what made Sturgis go big. Yeah. But then when we were there and we had the stands completely packed top to bottom, end to end, I'm like, yo, this Sturgis needs this. Like they need a little event that isn't super corporate, that's put on by entrepreneurs like us. And although the track didn't enjoy it too much, the people sure did a whole lot. That's for sure.
There was a rub.
Yeah. Can I apologize for that? That was definitely my fault.
Listen, I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong. Let's just skim over objectively.
Yeah. I mean, we can cut it out.
And we reached out to Jack Pine because I don't think we want any rub with anybody in the industry. But I think they're a club and they're used to, they keep the lights on, they pay the bill. That's sacred space for them. And I don't think they were totally prepared for us to seemingly disrespect them.
The look on that man's face when I asked him, you didn't vet us before you brought us in. And he went, oh, yeah, all right. I know what I'm dealing with. I'll tune it back a little bit.
You said that on the mic? Or you said
to him, to the gentleman. I don't remember his name, whatever. But to Kevin. Kevin was the all-star that day. The DJ Kevin. Oh, my God.
Why was he an all-star?
Because he was playing hip-hop music. And they came up and they're like, we didn't really like this style of music. And Kevin was like, just say you don't like black people music. And the lady said it. And the lady said it. And I went, ha. Second time my jaw went, ha. And that day, Kevin's like, I'm out. He put on his headphones and walked away. And I'm like, all right. I started putting my Spotify playlist on. Oh, it was pandemonium. But again, that event was awesome. The riders were stoked. The crowd were stoked. Like
it's a square peg round hole, right? Like there's you know, going out there, we knew we were going to run up against some, you know, if you want to call it a rub or however you want to go. Like we knew it was coming. Yeah. When it was coming, I don't know. That's the surprise. We knew it was coming.
Yeah. Everyone was up until that point, everybody was very welcoming to our misfit crew and Vagabond.
I mean, how else do you figure it out without just jumping in and fucking some stuff up and learning and moving on, right?
It was. I mean, they need it. That's like I said. That
absolutely.
The vibe was there, and they needed.
They don't know they need it, but when they see it and partake in it and feel the energy of it, then they're like, oh fuck yeah, I get it.
That's why I like Jeremy so much. Like, you're not getting status quo,
Yeah.
but that's all they've known for 30 years. Like, no one's taking racing and doing anything new. Did you see that Savannah Banana baseball team?
Oh yeah. Do you know what he's talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Every stadium is sold out because of it.
I
Because
follow
it's
them.
a new take on Savannah. So it's the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Yep.
Is basically, and they're doing choreographed dances before they throw the ball, and it is awesome because they took a sport where a bunch of asshole cops looked like they played it, and now they made it fun and enjoyable. And we're doing the same thing. Racing as a whole is fucking boring.
Yeah.
It is lame. I mean, you get what, maybe one good race every 10, or it might be close. So when Jeremy comes in, is like, how do we make it fun? We're doing a Star Wars themed fight in between it. Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what we do. But like, I remember like you brought my golf cart out. We did BMX shows in between it. Like, you brought the freestyle aspect, and that's where my mind is. I love art. I love freestyle. I love outside the box, where racing's very like strict, and it's a cam, and it's another shaft, and another rebuild. And I get it. Machines are cool, and I love metal, and I love that stuff. But I love to laugh. I want to laugh. Give me something goofy.
Yeah, a little lighthearted.
Yeah, I mean, what's the
not so
biggest?
serious.
The goofball's the biggest YouTube clip, right? Every
Right.
time, because that I want to see something. The balloons, something I've never seen before. That's what I love. I've seen racing. I've seen getting close. I've seen into walls. But yeah, that's what I'm here. I love the art.
Yeah.
But you said that our crew was amazing in Sturgis, and again, I'm not fishing for compliments, but what were you feeling there when you were with our little camp?
Well, first off, I met Evan by him jumping in a car and driving 40 hours with him. And I love the dude like a brother now. Like, he's a homie.
Evan from Fast and Loose.
Yeah, like, there's not one person in this crew where I wouldn't get in this car. Boy, woman, girl, or whatever. Doesn't anybody in this Flat Out Friday crew are the most fun people. Like, your sister's great. I love talking to her. And, the merch people are amazing. All those girls are just fantastic at what they do. And, like, everyone gets it. No one's judging. No one's saying don't have another. No one's saying don't do it. And, like, blobs become super close. Like, the youth of tomorrow's doing well because you guys are raising them, right? That's for sure. So, yeah, the crew is awesome.
All right.
When normally with promoters, it's very strict. Like, sometimes they don't even let, like, the BMX team get catering. You know what I mean? Like, you get access to water. Like, you get treated differently with different scenes.
Yeah,
and
sure.
you guys are so welcoming. And like you said, it's not even by design. It's just by how it happens. Like, when people are like, oh, it's good you got females working with you. And Jeremy's like, what? Why wouldn't I have women work? It's like Jeremy's not trying, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why. I begged to be a part of this. Like, you guys didn't come to me to be Flat Out Friday. I came to you guys hard. I'm like, what do I got to do to get in? It's a bunch of anarchist business owners are doing a promotion. I'm in. Let's go.
That's that's kind of I've learned that's the best way to work. Like, it's just like how you wanted to be a promoter and you were the little super fan. That's the stoke. You have the stoke. You're real, and like, fuck yeah, let's figure it out, right? Like, we got a lot of people in our group that just wanted to come and help.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the best. I find that's the best people to have representing you.
Poor Mark. He announced every event you guys ever did, and then I came in and just took
Well,
it.
Mark respects you
Mark
highly.
kills it too.
Yes.
Like,
And Mark
he's-
has gotten better. You've raised the bar for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I taught him, like, I'm a host, you be color. So, like, you just give the details, I'll bring us in and out. And now he's like, dude, he's on it.
Yeah, he's great.
so
I've
good.
seen Mark grow so much over the past
Absolutely.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about Chatty Matty?
Oh, how cool is she? Holy cow. Remember the first race where she almost got run over like 4 times?
I
in that
don't
corner?
remember this,
Oh,
no, but
dude.
I
And
do.
that poor girl,
Yeah.
every time I throw to her, I'd be like, Chatty Matty, how's the corner? Micah, I don't know what's going on down here. It is crazy. Hey, Chatty, did you get close look at JJ's butt when he got sent over the hay bale? Oh, yeah, Micah, it's real crazy down here. Chatty Matty, I saw you on the back of a jet ski with a guy with a mullet. You want to talk about it? Micah, it's the first time for everything. Thanks, Chatty Matty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's quick.
Yeah, she's on it.
Yeah.
She's going to do something great, something special.
I agree.
I don't think it's going to be in racing. I think she's going to develop in racing and then, like, do something else.
I try to tell her that every time I see her, that she's thinking too small.
She is. Oh, she's so good.
Yeah.
She's incredibly good. Yeah, she's an honor to work
Well,
with.
I think that.
And watching her blossom in Sturgis, she became one of us, I would say, right? She came on the trip chilling. She came off with a ripped shirt and a beer in her hand. You know what I mean? Like, Chatty Matty came of age at Sturgis with her.
Yeah.
Can you come back to Sturgis?
Yeah, I'd send my calendar. It's on. So your birthday's in it next too, for sure. We'll be there.
Okay.
So
I want to see that big ass truck in a. I'm thinking a big ass truck, and we'll just wrap the truck in the trailer and just.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about? You're talking about, what do you mean?
I'm in.
He's gonna drive his big ass truck out. Have you seen it?
With the
cocaine
camper.
truck.
Dude.
Yeah, and you're going to send a trailer with it?
We're gonna bring stuff, yeah.
All right. Can we do BMX shows? out there?
Probably.
Or is that?
I can bring ramps, yeah.
We'll just talk. We'll just if it makes the world work, let's see if we can make it
Okay.
happen.
If you're in a school show, I'd definitely bring my ramps for free and do a whole thing.
Well, I don't even. That's one thing we were talking about. We talked about doing boonie bike races using your business model of school shows.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
But we need a new theme. What would our theme be? Anti-bullying is taken.
Oh, dude, there's National Red Ribbon Weeks. There's drug free. There's make good choices. There's a million. There's a zillion. Dude, there's so many school show themes. The show's the part. You can theme it to anything. You can tell me you want this to be about. And like we usually do anti-bullying because it's easiest. Because I like drugs, so I won't do drug-free shows. so like you know what I mean. But you can do any being nice. There's growing. There's a zillion like being nice to people. I don't know. You find the theme and because I see like there's slam jam teams doing the same thing. You just
Sure, fentanyl awareness.
anything, call it.
Yeah.
We did anti-smoking tours. I've done gotten milk tours. I've done themes cheese and sausage tours. I've done every tour possible.
So imagine this: we put together a boonie bike race.
Yeah.
And it also is wrestling. So there's like a good team and a bad team.
Yeah.
And the bad team cheats.
Brilliant.
Right, and they have like razors
not
on their.
actual wrestling. You're just comparing it to
Yeah, but there
heel
is-
and hero.
Yes, during the race, and
I
JJ's
like-
wearing a white
Yes.
outfit, and then some guy's got a mask, and he secretly puts sugar in his tan.
Jeremy Whitehead comes out as like the devil one and chases JJ around. Dude.
Yeah.
And we do one skill show, and then we do one like Harley dealership or one
Yeah.
something at night. And we
Brilliant.
7 days a week
Brilliant.
in your van, in your truck.
And the cocaine truck.
Cocaine truck it is.
Yeah.
I want to do speed and style at Flat Out Friday. Do you guys know what speed and style is?
Oh, dude, I'm in. 100%.
What is that? What is this?
Okay, so speed and style is racing, but with jumps involved. And it doesn't matter who wins the race. I mean, basically, we always make the audience pick who wins.
Sure.
But it's about who does the coolest tricks while they're racing. So we could just do a jump on either side of the circle, and then we could start them, and then you have to jump and then race, and then at the end.
So there's two jumps,
Yeah.
like a monster truck style.
Exactly.
And little Chris does a heel click.
Yep. JJ does.
And
the
then Mikey like puts his nose down and tries to win, and then boo.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Then the crowd. Oh, who do you want to see go on to the next round?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be one of the coolest
Okay,
things.
book it.
We're in.
It's set. It's
So I'm
in.
trying to work with Matt Stout. Like, I want to do boonie bike shows, like set up the ramp. And he gave me a boonie bike just recently to try to jump, but we didn't have time to do it. But that
You haven't tried it. You haven't put it in the air yet.
No, we are going to flip a boonie bike. 100% we're going to jump.
Why can that? I mean, this is no disrespect to
Yeah.
you, but why is that not easy? If you can flip a 110, why can't you flip a boonie?
I mean,
Well, his bike has rear suspension to start off. Like it's probably not the.
Yeah, I mean-
it's like a half bicycle.
we're those little KTM 110s or whatever are like meant to fly. They have like, skinny everything, where the things are Harbor Freight motors, those stout things, and there's an air filter here. And
It's like flipping a brick.
yeah. So it's going to be really hard to do, but we're going to do it. Exactly. Can it be done? 100%. Is it scary? Oh my God, yeah.
I thought you were going to say it just didn't have enough. Because I thought with a KTM, boonie bikes don't seem to have that
Right.
that power band where you need it. Yep. You know what I mean?
The thing about where the weight of it is too, it's more back. Like when you get it, you wheelie those things right away. So you're going to loop out really hard unless you push out. That's how you slow a flip down. Bring your arms out. So you're going to flip and just put it way out. But yeah, I want to do shows, boonie bike shows and jumps. I don't know if it'll work, but also distance jumping. We did it at, did you get any footage of that? You see any of that?
Was it in Sturgis?
No, we did it
It was at the snow
the
thing?
hotel. The last
At the
night.
Iron
Oh,
Horse.
at the hotel.
Yeah, we did a distance jumping boonie bike, and that went really well.
I'm
Remember
glad
those
to hear
forks?
that. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I was glad that I didn't have to be there to manage that.
No.
You did a great job
Thank you.
managing that
I love doing boonie bike races.
without me. I was able to enjoy.
Yeah, you
Enjoy
guys had a
it
great
then.
time. Thanks for having me.
So I guess we're wrapping it up.
Sure.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All
Let's
right.
keep doing events.
Micah Kranz, Division BMX.
Thanks.
Good job, Mike.
Don't forget to comment and share. Subscribe, and hit the bell. And let's make Micah go viral.
Oh boy, just what I need. Attention. Thanks, Milwaukee.